at Bomas of Kenya, where IEBC have national tallying. Rita, is there any development from last night?
Well, a very good morning to you, Michael. From last night, the number of Form 34b's that have been availed here at the National Tallying Center has increased. Now that number stands at 185, which means that only 105 constituencies are yet to present their 34B forms here at the National Tallying Center. That is out of the 290 constituencies. On the other front, in terms of Form 34A's, out of the 40,883 polling stations, only 398 are yet to present their Form 34As here, or rather on the IEBC platform. But remember, that is the general IEBC platform. That is not the one that the IEBC created after concerns were raised by NASA. The one that they created has about just over 30,000 Form 34As. The IEBC has explained that uploading those forms, which now members of the public can access. In fact, by yesterday, around 300,000 Kenyans had tried to access those Form 34As, and at some point, that site had collapsed. So, Michael, here at the National Tallying Center, the IEBC, after that press conference last night at around 9 p.m., had promised to issue one before 6 a.m. this morning, but that has not happened, so we are waiting. The IEBC really has not been keeping its word on frequent briefings. Initially, they had promised that they would be giving briefings every 3 hours. That they have never done. Yesterday, they were to give a press conference at 9 a.m. They ended up giving that press conference much later on in the afternoon. So today, there is no telling when we'll be hearing from the IEBC here at the Tallying Center right now. I think most polling party agents have chosen to take a break. Many of them have been here throughout the night trying to verify the numbers from the Forms 34As and 34Bs. Yesterday, we had raised the issue with the IEBC. By yesterday morning, they had received 117 Form 34Bs. So we wanted to find out how many of those forms had been verified, if there are any discrepancies. But the IEBC said that the process was still going on. So today we are hoping to hear from them. Out of the forms 34Bs, there are 185 of them. If any process is completed, the verifying with the party agents and the IEBC, and what have they found so far, Michael?
Peter, you've mentioned that the IEBC has not been very good in keeping time. Now, through the chair yesterday, they mentioned that they are expecting that by 11 o'clock we'll have all the Form 34Bs and 34As, at least at Bomas of Kenya. And that would kind of give us a timeline of when we can expect the official announcement of the final tally. Any indication on whether that may take place, at least by midday?
Well, midday is the deadline that he gave to the returning officers from the counties, constituencies rather, to give their Form 34Bs here. And as I mentioned already, 185 returning officers have presented their forms here. So the 105 to go most likely will meet that deadline, bearing in mind that already in the constituencies, they have been announcing the winners in the county level, the governors, the senators, the members of the county assembly, the women representatives as well. So here, those forms we're expecting to see, or rather for the returning officers to meet that deadline. But then even after those forms, all of them from the 290 constituencies are presented here, there is no telling how long then it will take the IEBC and party agents to do the verification, bearing in mind that since the day before yesterday, when the first 12 forms were presented here, the IEBC really has not indicated how many have been verified, even as it tries, waits to verify and collect those forms then to form the Form 34C. But the IEBC has been categorical with the concerns raised by NASA. It says these are still provisional results, and the final results will not be announced until all the Form 34Bs are here and they have been collated into Form 34C. Michael.
All right. Any word from the party agents as to how satisfied they are so far with the interventions that the IEBC has made, now availing these forms to them, albeit a little bit slower than is expected?
Well, the party agents who are here at the National Tallying Center will not speak to us. They say their work is just to do the verification. The main concerns that they may have will be given by the party leaders, but the chief agents, for instance, Jubilee's Davis Chirchir has been spending the days here. NASA yesterday, in the concerns that it's raised during the press conference early in the evening, did not also give any indications that they had found any errors or variances in their verification and what the IEBC has been giving. And in fact, NASA, which wrote a letter to the IEBC has responded to that letter. And the IEBC says, in fact, NASA has not given any discrepancies or any forms to show that the Form 34A's or 34B's from their agents on the ground have any discrepancies to what the IEBC is streaming here. And in that reply by the IEBC as well, the IEBC saying that the forms, or rather the information that NASA had given in its letter of concerns, it says there are several errors. One of them is that the numbers quoted by NASA as those of registered voters, it says NASA has quoted 19.04 million registered voters, while the exact number of registered voters stands at 19,411,000. It also says there are other issues. For example, in Siaya, the number of votes cast exceeds the number of registered voters in that county. It also says that in Nyamira, the information that NASA indicates in its concerns, the number of votes cast in Nyamira County is the same number of votes cast here in Nairobi County, 2.4, just over 2.4 million voters. Remember, Nairobi County has the highest number of registered voters, and so for Nyamira to have the same number, IEBC says it shows the information that was given by NASA has very glaring errors. There is also the issue, NASA, what information they quoted, the IEBC says it shows it's from a Microsoft SQL database, while the IEBC says its systems run on an Oracle database. So the IEBC has responded to some of those concerns raised by NASA. Remember also yesterday, NASA demanding that Raila Odinga should be declared the winner. NASA saying that according to the information that they have from the database that they claim was hacked, Raila is in the lead with 8.04 million votes, and Uhuru Kenyatta is trailing him with 7.7 million votes. So those concerns by NASA, it's still demanding that Raila Odinga be declared president. It is insisting that Raila won this election and that it is the data, IEBC's database that has errors and several discrepancies. Michael.
Thank you very much, Rita Tinina, our reporter there at